is up, everyone? This is K with Skywolf Game Studios, and today we're exploring something really neat and cool. It's called Yivo. I don't know. I apologize to the developers if I'm murdering your company name or product name. So please feel free to correct me. Anyways, so today I woke up and pretty much got super excited because they've invited me to their 3D model generation platform. And this is awesome because unlike some other model generating products, this one produces pretty good results as far as I'm concerned. I mean, just look at this little realistic purse thing, and that is up pretty close. I mean, if you do zoom in, you can see some issues, like right here and right there, and I mean, underneath, and then the bottom didn't even get textured. So AI is not perfect, but so far this is extremely promising. What was really cool is they actually used a demonstration in Unreal Engine. But anyways, if you haven't heard about this, let's go ahead and watch the demo. I'll be quiet for a moment so you can check it out. Alright, so now you've seen that. That is on YouTube. I'm gonna leave all the links and everything that's important in the description for you to check out. So go ahead, smash that button and subscribe button if you stuck around, and let's dive right in. So you need to first sign up for the waitlist, and once approved, you'll end up on a screen that looks like this afterwards. Once you get your invite, so you can start creating now. I'm just going to show you the pricing. They've been kind enough to give me some credits so that I can try out their platform and show you guys what it's all about and what it can do. That's really awesome. So it does seem to be a bit on the expensive side in my opinion, but for what I'm looking at so far, and we're gonna find out for sure if this really holds up or not. But you can see here that they do give you 100 free credits per month, so that's nice for the starter plan. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the gallery. Here's a head, and I don't think that looks too bad at all in my opinion. Got some weird texturing on the bottom. I don't know what that is. It looked like lips or something that went wrong. But still, that's not too bad. Let's go look at something. Let's look at something hard surface. Not too bad, but you can see some obvious issues. AI does seem to struggle a bit with hard surface and up close textures. But if it was like really far out, it wouldn't be such a problem. Or if it was like mixed in um, with stuff, players might not notice it. Ultimately, in my experience, usually you have to like fix it up a little bit with retopology. AI is not perfect, but it is slowly getting there. I don't think it's going to quite replace anyone, but in my opinion, it's a very, very useful tool, especially if you're a solo developer or artist like myself. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and look at this backpack. I was curious about that. And then we have a t-shirt I want to check out. Actually looks pretty good up close. I do like the quality of that. That could definitely work. Be like a seam issue right here. But still, that is pretty awesome. Just being up this close to it. Like, if I told you that, if I didn't mention AI at all, you probably wouldn't even notice. Because I'm talking about this stuff, you're probably going to notice more because it's in your thought process already. Yeah, that looks really good though, I think. I do kind of wonder how many iterations I have to go through because sometimes you have to be very, very specific with how you do things with prompt engineering. Okay, so let's close that one out. Let's check out this shirt right here. That looks really neat. That looks really, really good too. Seems to me like these are all just generated and they didn't fix up anything. So that's not too bad. There's a little issue right there. These are still really good though. You can kind of see something weird happening right there. And like where it's like covering or spot some issues. So something that I would really love to see from one of these companies is an AI retexture tool and something for retopology. That would be fantastic if we could get a tool that's using AI to do that. Because then we could easily correct stuff like that and make it more useful and appropriate. So we can go up to the learn. This is an Unreal Engine demonstration right here, but I'm going to go over here to this one over here. That's going to show more of the process they use to test it out in Unreal Engine, which is really nice.
Hey everyone! Today we're going to create an entire video game environment using YVO 3D AI. First, head over to yvo3d.com. On the homepage, you'll see two options. You can either type in a prompt or upload reference images to generate
So the name is YVO. So I apologize about that. I kind of set it off to begin with, I believe.
3D models. For more precise control over the style and detail, I'm starting by generating a custom image pack using Midjourney. There, I'll use a style reference along with detailed prompts to create realistic images of the models I want. Once I've selected the ones I like, I'll download and organize them. Next, I return to yvo3d.com and upload those images. I queue each one to generate the 3D models I need for my environment pack. After the models are ready, you can import them into your preferred 3D software. In my case, I brought them straight into Unreal Engine 5.
And that's awesome
And
that
the
they're showing
results?
that.
You'll see for yourself. YVO 3D AI delivers stunning high detail models, making the environment creation process faster and more powerful than ever. Take a look at this. The detail and realism from YVO 3D is just insane. From sharp
Alright, so I'm going to pause right there. You're more than welcome to check that out. I'll leave the link for that as well. But I've actually done some digging and found this. If you go into the Fab Store under YVO, it's the Fantasy Ornate Desert Temple. And I opened that up in Unreal Engine so we could take a look. So here it is. I'm just gonna scroll around or zoom around. I don't know why I said scroll. But anyway, so these are their models that they put in here. Let's see what they look like. That's actually really, really good for being up close. I don't, man, that was just insane, the detail. Like, look at that. And if you have the right lighting, it just enhances it a lot more and makes it pop. And with certain parts, you could see there was some issues, so you would have to have like a post or something to hide that. But a lot of these models in here, the detail is just insane. I've not really seen something this good yet. And I have tried a lot. At least in my opinion, I've not found something that's good yet. The fact that they're showing this in Unreal Engine is awesome. Obviously, with like the smaller objects and whatnot, it will look a lot nicer. Whereas the bigger ones, you'll notice like the texturing is a bit off. See it right here and right here because those are so gigantic. But if you like make it modular, which is what they recommend for larger scale text, especially like characters, and then piece it together, it should look a lot better and nicer. And then use the image prompts as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna press play just so we can see it from a third person view. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, look how good that looks up close. Obviously, you don't want players seeing really bad detail. I think that actually looks really, really nice. Here's a better picture of these dragon pillar things. That looks really cool. You can see some issues right down at the bottom, kind of. Um, that giant pillar right there actually looks pretty good. Looks like it's worn, been sitting there for years. These wall things, they can see a lot better in the lighting. Here, if you look down on the floor, you can see it gets a little texturey, pixelated. Maybe if you were to bump that up to a higher res for the texture, it might be alright though. Perhaps. That's still really good. Okay, I'm gonna hop out of that. Let's go ahead and look at one of these small props. Right click and then press asset. With wireframe, and this is what the geometry looks like. So you would definitely either have to use nanite or clean that up, but that's not too bad. A lot of other AI generated models, it's far worse than this for the detail they try to pack in there from trial and error that I've done so far. So that's not too bad. Let's look at one of the bigger pieces, like this one. Click, browse assets. Look at that one. Oop, what? I probably could use the hotkey, but oh well. That's not too bad either. It looks really good. So, anyways, so I've actually gone and created a set. So, what I'm going to do in the same project, I'm just going to do file, level, just basic, and my floor is blue because I accidentally changed the grid color in my engine versus copying it. Don't do that. Copy it, then change it. And I just haven't switched it back. But that's fine. I like blue, so I don't care. Easy fix. Okay. So now what we want to do is I tried to do Mid Journey, but the results I was getting wasn't too great. Maybe I didn't use the right wording. I don't know. So I used Copilot. I had it create a prompt for like a sci-fi city, and then I just broke it down into modular parts. Um, AI to me is really useful as a solo dev, so I use it like a tool to help me out. It's basically assisting me. And I created some walls and floors, whatnot. It took a couple tries, as you can see. Got a window, but it had some clouds in there. I didn't like that, so I had to remove that. I tried getting some pipes, but they just started looking weird. Uh, anyway, you can see what's going on right there, though. So shrink that down, and I ended up with all this stuff. I kind of want to try it on this building I made first, and then we'll try it on the modular parts. I want to see what kind of details it can get into a model. So let's go ahead and test it out. Break this down. Let's go to 3D AI workspace. Let's go here. There's my indie game. Using uploaded image. For the sake of this tutorial, since I have enough credits, let's go ahead and try 2K. I think 1K will look terrible. I'm gonna go with 2K. Looks like it's just gonna use the image and try to generate the best it can. So let's go ahead and click generate and see what we get. See how long this takes. Alright, so we got one job in queue. Looks like I queue up to 10. I'm also kind of curious what would happen if we just try to type in something. So let's try. Let's use the prompt I made and see what that gives me. Break it down into parts in here just to see how it generates it differently, since we can queue up a bunch of stuff, because that's what they did in the video. That quotes in there. Different. That one. Two jobs in queue. All right. Go to another one. Let's do see if this roadblock will work. Generate. How does it just out of curiosity? Looks like we queue it and it can process it. Output image. Not sure what that means. Hopefully we don't get errors, but I guess we'll find out. I'm just gonna let these finish before I go any further, just in case I need to do like any fixes. That way I don't burn through all my credits. In case something went terribly wrong, which is entirely possible. So now we see what we get and hope for a miracle. Like the first one's almost done. That's Oh, and that's okay. I wanted to produce a bit of a good result, obviously, which I assume you would want the same as well. So if it takes a while, I think that's okay. To me, that means it's trying to do the best it can with what you've given it in effort of doing a good job, hopefully. What, 89%? I feel like I queued these up prior, but want to do it in like real time so you can see roughly how long this takes and what happens. So we got one that has finished. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. See what we got. That's actually not half bad. Texture does have some issues. We got another model that's done. Look at that one. But I don't think that's too bad. Even if like I were to like retexture it, like the model is pretty much done. That's just awesome. Let's go ahead and download that. It looks like it is in GLB format. What's the name? We'll call it. Uh, look at the next one. That building that I tried to make, I just want to see. Um, that actually does not look too bad. A little weird, but not look too bad. I don't know, but I'm getting Halo vibes. Um, but that's really cool. I do like that. Like, not too bad. Probably use that like off in the distance or something. Let's leave that. model. Maybe because I have it open. I don't know. Oh, this was uh, prompt, and it gave me like this panel thing. But that looks pretty sweet. I do love that. Like that's some crazy detail. I think we should pull that one into Unreal Engine and see how it looks. Call it actually let's do oh, name, but that's just insane. I'm blown away right now. Like I was not expecting this good from just like words. Probably should have left a prompt in there, but that's fine. I don't care. Let's just keep going. Um, let's see what it gives me with my panel. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's queue up some more. Let's get my crate. I kind of wish I could like name it beforehand. Maybe I can. Oh wait, grab your 3D model. Yeah, it overrides. So it's just gonna base it on the text or the image. So don't name it first. Let's reopen that and just generate. I want to see how it handles that. And let's do another one. Get my floor panel. I downloaded. Oh, the wall. That's one. I want. I don't want. I'm gonna do a wall, but on my wall, generate. We can queue up some stuff. Add a queue. Okay. Queue. Floor. Put the wall to floor. Generate. Get a window. I meant to do a door. I forgot about that. I'm not going to worry about the door right now. Use that. Generate. Do. I don't want to see what a handle. Let's just do like a radio tower antenna that we can have on top of the building. Generate. Let's hop back over into our project. If I'm not mistaken, I normally just do FBX. I didn't see an option to switch it, but I think based on the video, it looks like we can just do sci-fi, sci-fi project. Just do meshes, just keep it organized. And I think just try drag and drop in one of these, and yeah, you can import. Static meshes. That's just crazy. Like, if I were to have that, like, off in the distance, like, that would make for a really awesome, like, background building. Or if I wanted something up close. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Alright, so there's that one. I don't think I downloaded the cube. Let's get that. I think I was going to, and I ended up renaming it. Yeah, I did not. I do kind of wish it would like put the model name in there. That's a little bit annoying, but not too bad. I can deal with that. That's okay. Let's get the next one. Fresh 24, 23. I just want to do them one at a time so that we can take a look. Getting there's a raid block. Man, that's crazy. Like, this is awesome. I think I could probably get away with that and just be like, it's worn or something. Or I could just retexture it if I wanted, but the model is pretty much done. Couldn't think of it. Let's look at those are still queuing up. Let's look at I meant to click on this. Look at the how am I doing that? I don't know. Look at the wireframe on it, see if it matches, kinda, or if it's really bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. For today's graphics rendering, even yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay, so there's that one. Um, let's go back up to meshes. Let's drag in the cube now. Uh, I never knew I could import GLBs in here because I usually do FBX, so that's why something I was unsure about. Oh my god, that is beautiful. That's a sexy cube. And that's crazy. If like I had like a wall of these. Build the lighting. Just want to see. Make sure there's no issues. So here's our character. These. Block. The little character's butt. Wait. Really good. I'm impressed. Go over here, check out the building. It's really awesome. So, in my opinion, currently, based on what I'm getting so far, it's even though it's a little more pricey, I would say this platform and AI generation tool is very much worth it for what you're getting so far. Alright, let's check those other models I made to see what we get here. Oh, It gave me like cubes. That's interesting. Here's my wall or whatever. Boy, not quite what I was expecting. I mean, you can see like it's got some issues. Not perfect. I don't think any AI is going to be perfect. There's going to be some obvious issues. From afar, that's not too bad though. Why did it do it like that though on each side? Bottom doesn't have it. On the top's plain. So that's a little weird. But that's kind of cool because then I can like alternate the sides with PCG and have it switch around. So it's not always the same thing over and over. So that's not really that bad. I do like that there's a glow. I think this was my wall. I think that's what it was supposed to be. Uh, yeah, that's my wall panel. So, delete, download. Here's the test. That looks really good too, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I think that's okay as is. Like if it was just staying off in like the or something as a prop, yeah. Or I could just fix it up with retopology and rebake it. I'll use it just like that. Rename that one. Create. Download that one. Well, let's look at the antenna. It looks like it removed the rest of it, which is great. I really thought it was gonna like stick in there. The antenna didn't quite work the way I thought it would, but that's fine. It gave me something based on it, so that's workable. Um, let's look at the original. So the original antenna looked like this, and it gave me that instead. So that's interesting, but that's still usable. Hmm. I don't think I downloaded that. There's that one. There's a window. That looks sweet. Um, got like some weird stretching right there. It's not too bad though. I could just flip to a different side and it'd be fine, like the top. Sci-fi might be able to okay with that though. Bottom has no texture, looks like, and that side's bad. Like I wouldn't use that side at all. I do like the rust right here on that side. I think my favorite side is that top part though. I am gonna pull these all into Unreal Engine to see what we're looking at. Window panel. I shouldn't name them all like that, but that's fine. Close enough. Download that one. That out. look at this one. This is my favorite one. Um, like, uh, here it is again with the lines. Like, that's supposed to be like a sci-fi wireframe thing, but for some reason it didn't quite catch it right, and it affected some of it as well. But the panel and lighting elsewhere doesn't look too bad. So you can see AI is still struggling with some things. Eh, What's interesting though is mine were um, just flat images and it turned them into cubes. Not quite sure why that happened. I was expecting like floor panels, like a flat mesh that or something with it mapped onto it. Um, so that's interesting that it did that. So it looks like there is a texture on the bottom of each of these, and we'll check that out as well. Um, this side has some cloudiness on the left side, so that's concerning. Uh, Enough of that. Let's go ahead and pull them in. Okay. Uh, this was supposed to be my floor panel. Floor. Close enough. I'm just gonna wing it. Let's download that one. I think I'm not done. Oh. I was trying to build like modular wall pieces, and then that way I could just like put them all together in like a blueprint or something. But anyway, you can see how it's handling these. Maybe I need to be more specific. I don't. I'm not like an AI expert, so I am learning the stuff with you, and you're learning it with me. And I'm basically the idea here is to show you what it's capable of and if it's good or not, and then that way you can decide whether you want to actually try it yourself and whatnot. Okay, so let's hop back over into Unreal Engine. And as I get better with this stuff, you can too. And to me, it's just a really fun, useful tool, and that's why I like playing around with it. Okay, so back to meshes. 23, 24, 25. Um, Downloads. Like it jumped. See if we can grab them all and do it that way. Yeah, there we go. So, grab the meshes. 3, 4. I guess I had just 4 for the moment. And let's drag those in there and take a look. Drag it. Doesn't need to be as big. You can see it still looks the same. With the lighting though, you can see there's some texture issues. One thing I did want to look at though is the textures on the bottom. this one. Did so we take a look. It looks like it maybe kinda looks more flat. Whatever the bottom part is, probably wouldn't be a good idea to use it. And that's fine, because that's the bottom of it anyway, and that's how it imports. Look at yeah, see there's nothing there. That would probably look weird. It's not they're not perfect, but I think that's still very interesting. Yeah. Okay. So look at third person point of view. Obviously with the first person it might look a little more glitchy. But from this point of view it's not bad. I'm showing you my character's butt again. Clipping. Like over here it's actually not too bad though. A lot better than what I thought it was going to look like in here. I just want to kind of play around. Yeah, see, now it's starting to get the pixelated look if you make them too big. Uh, it's more like a wall. I don't know why I did it like that, but I did. Okay, let's switch that one back down. Okay, look at like if I were to turn it into walls and build it into a building. Not so much. To struggle a little bit, but still, that's still really decent. I kind of like these smaller cubes because it's a little less noticeable, but you can see some issues. And there could be a better way to do it to get better, or you might want something more granular and just be careful of your prompt engineering, and you might have better results than me. I mean, that's still not too bad. Like if I was using like a prototype, that'd be really good. Or doing like a prototype. This, on the other hand, is really good. I almost can't tell, except for the big panels are kind of like obvious. You could have like a giant wall of this or something. It's not too bad. But anyway, so I hope I'm gonna end the video there, and I hope that this helps you decide whether you like and want to try out this tool. And if you stuck around, smash that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Comment below what you think, and you guys have an awesome weekend.